It doesn't surprise me at all that I really thoroughly enjoyed Haul Out the Holly. I love Lacey Chabert, and I was really looking forward to this. This came out last year in 2022. It's directed by McLean Nelson and written by Andy Sandberg and Jerry Herman, and stars, of course, Lacey Chabert as Emily. And Emily is planning on going home to her parents' house for Christmas. When she arrives, her parents are just heading out of the door to Florida. So she's at her parents' house for the holidays, and her parents' home is in an HOA. And it's all about her getting involved in this HOA, planning for Christmas, getting the houses ready, really becoming involved in this somewhat reluctantly to begin with, because she breaks some HOA rules and gets roped into helping out with other things. But as the film progresses, of course, she ends up enjoying spending time there. And of course, we have a romantic aspect as well, with a potential love interest with Wes Brown's character Jarrett, who I quite liked. I liked all of the characters in this, and I think the romantic aspect was very believable. I think the rate that the relationship developed was really realistic, and I really enjoyed that part of it. It's also very funny. I actually laughed out loud a couple of times, which almost never happens with romantic Christmas films. That's not to say I don't find other romantic Christmas films funny to some degree, because some of them are, but this one, very, very entertaining, very amusing, with a really, really brilliant narrative and some great characters. And it could have been cheap. A film that looks at HOAs could have been slightly leaning too heavily on the mockery side. And that's not to say it doesn't poke fun at HOAs with some of their ridiculous rules. For example, I won't go into too much detail, but for example, she's supposed to have a nutcracker on her door, on her porch, in her doorway, and it's got to be a certain size, and that's obviously ridiculous. So it does, make fun a little bit, but it could have been too much, and it could have just been a little bit gimmicky and a little bit cheap. But I actually think they got the balance perfectly, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. And Emily is such a likable character that I bought into her narrative immediately. She has a decent backstory regarding her relationship with Christmas and what her parents were like around Christmas growing up, and that helped us to find out more about her as an adult and where her opinions come from. Definitely a very well written, well developed character. Great performance, of course. Very festive, which of course goes with the nature of this very strict HOA that really demands a lot of festivities. And I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm not surprised. Haul Out the Holly is one that I thoroughly expected to at least like. I didn't expect to laugh out loud, but I did. I had a lot of fun with this one. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Haul Out the Holly is one that I really, really thoroughly enjoyed.